Researchers have as of late found an infection containing the quality for dark widow poison. The WO infection explicitly targets Wolbachia microscopic organisms in arthropods. Litrotoxin murders by jabbing gaps in cell layers. It is accepted that the venom qualities permit the WO infection to get through cells and dodge the host's invulnerable framework. This is the first run-through creature qualities have been found in bacteriophages, microscopic organisms focusing on viruses. Experts estimate that the infection got the hereditary material in the wake of breaking out of a Wolbachia bacterium into a dark widow cell. Be that as it may, it is conceivable the insect took the quality from the WO infection. A baffling viral disease might be the reason for half of unexplained instances of fruitlessness. In 1/4 of barrenness cases, about 1 of every 70 ladies younger than 44, specialists can't discover a reason. An Italian research group found that an infection in the herpes family is at fault. It causes invulnerable responses that make the belly cold for an incipient organism. Tweaked hostile to viral treatment could offer help. The group considered 30 moms and 30 ladies with unexplained barrenness. 13 of the barren ladies were tainted with HHV6A. None of the moms had it. This herpes assortment was found more than 30 years prior, however, stays a puzzle. HHV6A disease discharges estradiol hormone, which triggers ovulation and readies a belly for treatment. Researchers have as of late opened the key to an infection that can endure bubbling acid. The SIRV2 infection contaminates an organism called Sulfolobacillus, which lives in acidic underground aquifers where temperatures top 80 degrees Celsius (175 degrees Fahrenheit). Utilizing a Titan Krios electron magnifying lens to analyze the examples in beforehand and possible detail, researchers have opened the essential instrument of protection from warmth, parching, and ultraviolet radiation. SIRV2 powers hereditary material into a defensive auxiliary state called a development to endure outrageous conditions. The system is astoundingly like the spore's microscopic organism's structure to endure such conditions. These spores are known to make hard battle infections like Bacillus anthracis. Researchers plan on utilizing these endurance components to structure a DNA bundle for quality treatment. Ordinary infections have every one of their qualities in one viral molecule. This viral ball joins to a cell, opens, and infuses its hereditary material inside. The host cell starts imitating the infection. When enough duplicates are made, they execute the cell, break free, and taint more, to become contaminated. A cell should be presented to 4 assortments of bundles. A 5th seems discretionary. Named after the district in Trinidad it started, Guaicoculex was found during an extensive report by the U.S. Army medical team to separate mosquito-borne infections around the world. While scientists don't trust Guaicoculex infection can contaminate warm-blooded creatures, they as of late found a firmly related assortment in Uganda's red colobus monkeys. Around 8% of the human genome originates from old infections. Retroviruses recreate by embeddings their hereditary material into a host and seizing its replication apparatus. Once in a while, these infections taint sperm and egg cells. In the event that these cells endure, they proceed to make a living being containing the infection's DNA in each cell. These are alluded to as endogenous retroviruses. In people, HERVs, by far most are considered non-utilitarian fossils. However, a little segment are as yet flawless and can make irresistible particles, despite being a large number of years old. The HERVK gathering of infections seems fit for recreating Analysts has of late found a variation that contains no changes that would downsize its capacity. It is accepted that this HERVK stayed alive inside people as of not long ago. Researchers are uncertain whether the lethargic infection could reappear. There is hypothesis that HERVK may have been chosen for an endurance advantage it advertised. A Kansas rancher has of late kicked the bucket from a strange tick-borne viral contamination. The man's side effects started with sickness, shortcoming, and the runs. Lung and kidney disappointment followed. Specialists treated him with anti-infection agents, the standard strategy for tick-borne disease. Nothing worked. Following 10 days in the medical clinic, he was dead with just one affirmed case. Specialists are ignorant regarding the malady's full range. It may be an executioner. Or on the other hand, this may be an uncommon case where a mellow malady turned out to be dangerous. The best guard is to maintain a strategic distance from tick contact by wearing long jeans, utilizing bug repellent, and performing successive tick checks. A French research group has of late uncovered a 30,000-year-old monster infection from the Siberian permafrost. It's as yet irresistible. The infection was found in a dirt example from 98 feet underneath the ground. It is more extensive than other mammoth infections, and sufficiently huge to be seen through a standard microscope. The group looked for infections utilizing one-celled critters, their objective host as snare. The single adaptable cell beginning kicking the bucket, and specialists found they were way down with these old monsters. Dissimilar to most infections, which assault the core, Sibericum sets up replication manufacturing plants in the host's cytoplasm. In spite of the fact that Sibericum just focused on single adaptable cell. Another mammoth infection named Marseille virus ongoing contaminated a 11-year-old kid in France. It is conceivable that perilous infections additionally sneak profound underground. More than some other factor, human exercises like penetrating and mining are probably going to uncover these sleeping beasts. Analysts currently accept there is more biomass inside Earth's dim, supplement-denied profundities than any place else. In the sea profundities off California, they as of late made a noteworthy revelation into that puzzling biomass, an infection that taints methane-eating archaea, little microbes like creatures, on the seafloor. Tests were gathered from a profound methane leak by driving cylinders into the sea silt. Back in the lab, the dregs were taking care of methane, which activated archaea development. Alongside their viral parasites, the infection specifically targets one of its own qualities for transformation. So do the archaea. The objective of the transformations are the tips of the infection, which come into contact with their host. It is a countermeasure against archaea's own specific transformation resistances. This has prompted a remote ocean weapons contest. Halfway hereditary matches between the California remote ocean infections and ones found around Norway propose worldwide appropriation. In 2015, an influx of American kids experienced intense flabby loss of motion. The episode harmonized with the erupting of another respiratory sickness brought about by the enterovirus FD68, a relative of poliovirus. Many presumed a connection. Be that as it may, FD68 isn't known for causing foundational issues like loss of motion, and it was just found in 20% of the cases. A case from Virginia persuaded that the reason may be from another infection called C105. Before the Virginia case, C105 had just been distinguished in Peru and the Republic of Congo. The ailment is related with respiratory issues. Nonetheless, a couple of African cases were connected with loss of motion. The C105 hypothesis could clarify why 80% of the patients tried negative for FD68. However, none of the patients were found to have enterovirus in their spinal liquid, which would represent the neurological side effects. The reason for the flare-up stays a secret. South Sudan is plagued by violence, hunger, and now a mysterious viral outbreak. So far, 10 people have died from Ebola-like symptoms of bleeding, fever, and vomiting. However, Ebola is not the culprit. Doctors have dubbed the disease undiagnosed hemorrhagic fever syndrome. Last year, Darfur in Sudan had 129 fatalities from an unidentified illness. It is not yet known whether they are the same disease. Blood samples for infected patients have revealed a host of viruses, onyong-nyong, chikungunya, and dengue fever. However, none explain the 10 deaths, and none contained Ebola. Most believe this is a virus spread by ticks or mosquitoes, but some are not ruling out the possibility of a bacteria or parasitic origin. So far, there is no evidence of person-to-person transmission, and 75% of the victims are under 20. Violence, civil war and underdevelopment in the region prevent effective research into the disease's origins.